everybody, welcome back. You're watching The Hunt and I'm Trish. I'm really excited to introduce you to my first guest today. We've been talking about mindsets and growth mindsets and people that know how to get from point A to point B in business and in life. And Miss Marti Gellens, welcome to the show. You are so brilliant at that, so I'm excited to talk to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. So Marti is a co-owner, I should really say, right, of Gellens San Diego Coastal Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate, right, with your mom.
We're business partners. We're under the umbrella of Berkshire Hathaway.
Yeah.
So we don't own the brokerage, but we have our own team and our own business within that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So an incredible space to be in now and in this past year, really, right? I mean, with COVID and everything, right, and just the market booming. Unbelievable.
Who would have thought that COVID would have brought the best real estate market that we've ever seen? I've been selling for 37 years. And in 2020, it shut down for 2 months, of course, while everything was shut down. And then the wheels came off and we literally haven't stopped since. So.
Amazing. And I do need to say she is an award-winning realtor. I mean, you are top in Southern California, top 10 in the nation, right?
Right.
So is what's happening here in San Diego the same thing that's happening across the country?
It really is. We obviously have higher prices than a lot of places across the country,
yeah,
but we're fortunate enough to deal with other agents across the country, and it's the same thing everywhere. Just at different price points. There's just the true economics 101, and it's supply and demand. There are not enough houses for the amount of people that want to buy.
Yeah.
So until that stops, even with interest rates going up and the stock market going down, we're still seeing a busy market.
Absolutely, and it's such a great investment for people, right?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning a little bit. So you've been at this for 37 years. So you started when you were 10, right?
Yeah, we don't need to talk about age.
But you did start pretty much right out of college.
That's right.
Yeah.
I went to UCLA, and I actually had no intention of going into real estate. I was a kinesiology major. I thought I wanted to go into sports medicine and take that angle. But when school was ending, I realized I didn't want to go to more school. And my mom had been in real estate while I was growing up, which I vowed I would never get into real estate. But it seemed like a good idea while I was graduating until I figured out what I wanted to do. So here we are 37 years later.
Isn't that amazing? So let's talk about, because we've been talking about during the show, just about mindsets and awareness and being deliberate about the choices that we make. And you can look at this way or you can look at that way, right? So as you were out of college, you started your career, and you got married, you had a couple of kids, who, by the way, are baseball players, professional baseball players. Yes. Amazing, congratulations.
Joys of my life.
Oh my gosh, brilliant, yes. So how has it been for you just to kind of walk through your career, and as you go through these different stages in life, maintaining balance and just your career and your family, and yourself, right? Yeah,
absolutely.
you got to take care of you. You got to take care of you.
Well, we're co-Libras, right?
Yes, we are. That's a whole nother segment.
Right.
In September, when it's Libra season, in October. Yeah.
Right. So Libras love balance, and when
do.
we're out of balance, it's not a good thing.
No.
So it's just been my strife in life to be that. So when I first got into real estate is not a balanced profession. It is 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Yeah. Obviously, in the early days, we didn't even have cell phones. But as technology caught up with things, and it really became 7/24 because people have access to us all the time, I had to learn to have boundaries. Yes. And I have
and that's hard for Libras.
Yes, it is. I want to say yes to everything and be available all the time.
Absolutely.
So being a parent is really what made me know that I had to be that person. And that's when my mom and I became partners. I was in real estate for 9 years on my own, was unmarried, married, and then had our first child. I had been doing real estate for 9 years, and then realized quickly that my assistant was doing more than I was because I was being a mom.
Sure.
So my mom and I became partners. That was back in 1994, and that was 28 years ago.
Unbelievable.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was the first start of how to have boundaries on my business. Grandma was my partner. Grandma understood
So
that.
she understood that,
Right.
right. And what about your clients? I mean, because, I mean, I have watched you in action, and I see the way you treat people, and you are truly just a relationship person, and you build, I think, your business off of that skill set, really, right? I mean, you take such good care of your clients and your friends and everyone. So how has that been from a client point of view? Like, you're not available after 5 p.m. or whatever the time is, right?
You know, it's interesting. Our clients really understood it, and that was the reason for the partnership with my mom, because if I wasn't going to be there after 5, which was kind of my cutoff, she was. So people understood going into that, our business relationship with our clients, they had both of us. And I was at home. Now, not to say that, in real estate, you can't just completely turn it off, but I did a pretty good job of it, and weekends too. But now the kids are 25 and 28, so it's been a long time since I've had to have that cutoff, if you will, of having young children. But it taught me, and I still do, really enjoy my life and my private time, and I'm very good about compartmentalizing and just having a really strong schedule. And I make appointments.
Such a great tool to use in life.
Right. And make appointments for personal things too.
Right, so you're gonna work out, you're gonna get your hair done, you're gonna do whatever you need to do, go to lunch with a friend.
That's right.
And then manage, your business. And as a professional, that just kind of comes naturally, doesn't it?
Right.
Or do you feel like you have to keep working on it?
I'm always working on it. Something I've really learned to do is, that phone is always there, and the texts are always coming, and the emails and the phone calls. So I really try to be present with what I'm doing, even if that's personal or a business appointment, and not pick up that phone, because if it is a client, then I'm not being present for them. So I'd rather let it go to voicemail, if it's a call, and call them back in 20 minutes when I'm focused. And I think that's really helped me, because I try not to sound rushed, even though I may be completely frazzled with 5 escrows that are all making me insane.
Right, exactly.
But take a deep breath, don't pick up the phone at that moment, because the client on the other end does not care what's happening with my other clients. No. They only care about them.
And the worst thing in the world is when you call somebody and they say, I can't talk right now.
Right. Why did you pick up?
Why did you pick up? So
exactly.
I like that. So, I mean, you have so many great life lessons in business, but they translate to other things as well. Are you coaching others at this point in your career in terms of helping them be good and relevant, and just for the longevity of their career too? Like, are you in that mentee state?
I wouldn't say that I have anything formally set up, but we have a business coach, and I speak at our conferences with him and about this exact thing, and balance, and how to be a working mother, and how to do all those things. So I've spoken a lot about it, but just not in some formal aspect,
Yeah.
He's asked me to be a coach, but that's one thing I don't want to make time for.
Going because you're so good. I've seen you in action, and just talking to you, from time to time about this kind of stuff. You have so much value, to add, and you have a team of people. Right?
I do. Thank goodness for them.
Yeah.
Couldn't do what I do without them.
Yeah. And are they coming up the ranks, like kind of the younger generation, and then they're coming along?
Right. We have agents that sell, and then we have our team, our admin. And my nephew joined our team 2 years ago, my brother's son.
It's a family affair.
Amazing.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
So cool.
So he's the younger coming up,
Yeah.
And it's been really fun to watch. In the early days, my mom and I was just us.
Yeah.
We didn't have a team, and we weren't really good at having a team, because it's really hard to delegate when we're control freaks and want to make sure everything's done the right way.
Right.
So that's become something we've learned to do in order to enjoy our lives too.
Absolutely, because as you go on with life, things change, and you want to do different things, different priorities.
Right.
So what's next for you?
It's funny you bring up coaching, mentoring, whatever. That could be something. I'd like to give back more. In the business, so that would be great, and just keep doing what we're doing, keep working smarter, and playing a lot, and just melding the two. Following my kids' baseball is super important.
Perfect, awesome. Well, definitely, I think you should do that, because you would be brilliant at it. So where can people find you if they're looking at real estate, particularly in Southern California? Where can we find you?
Well, we have our own website, of course, Gellens.com, and you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, all those things.
All
Just
the
look
regular.
for the Gellens, Maxine and Marti Gellens.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank
You'll
you.
come back and see us again?
Of course.
Perfect. So you have been watching Marti Gellens. Again, we broadcast out of Southern California. So we'll be right back. You're watching The Hunt.